Who had an ERA below 2 in 3 different seasons? Folks, welcome to the Baseball Brouhaha. It's Sunday, which means we got a Sunday showdown. We got 3-pack, and I'm trying to come back because I'm behind.
Yeah, well, let's start by taking a peek at the scoreboard. So here we are, Sunday Showdown. I'm up 8-4. Very unfamiliar territory for me in the recent months. Trying to hold off.
Are you going to panic? That's the question.
I might.
You
But
start playing tight. Yeah,
yeah,
just every time I think of Coles, Coach Coles,
yeah.
playing tight.
Hold your water. You're playing not to lose, play to
Yeah,
win.
I know.
All those sayings.
Yeah.
But here we go. So we're gonna put put our first question up here. Seventh inning question.
Hmm.
So this is a little more context. Is not going to be super helpful, but this is since 1920, the dawn of what's called the live ball era.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, One of these pitchers is the only pitcher in the live ball era to have 3 seasons with an ERA below 2.
Wow. Okay.
Who are you thinking? I'm going Louis Tiant.
Okay.
We've done trivia involved with him before, and he was
Hmm.
like dominant and impressive in ways that I never knew. So I'm going with him.
I'm going Greg Maddox actually here,
Okay.
which sure.
He had, I know, he had like a
Yeah, at least
1.93 in there or something.
I think he had a couple right back to back, and so maybe
Hmm.
he got another one in there. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look. The only pitcher was Sandy Koufax.
mm. Boo.
Both wrong. He
Hmm.
had 3 ERAs well below 2 runs a game in the 1960s. He had 1.88 in 63, 1.74 in 64,
Hmm.
and 1.73 in 66, which was his final season in the
Yeah,
big.
yeah, and in 65, his ERA just ballooned 2.04. It's wild. It's wild. That's
All
what it
right,
is.
well, take a look at the scoreboard. Eight to
Oh
four,
man.
heading into the eighth. What are you finding over there?
Well, I'm looking at Greg Maddox. So he, of course, confirmed he only had 2 seasons, but his 2 seasons under 2 were 156 and 163.
Oh, wow.
So he had his next lowest was, I mean, he had a couple other, low ones, 218, 220, 222. So,
Wow. That's impressive, especially in that era that he pitched too. Home runs and steroids and all that.
yeah, I mean, that was 94 and 95.
Yeah,
So
that's unreal.
I'm going to
That-
check out your Tiant here, see what we got.
Okay.
Yeah, he went
Well,
1-6 in 1968 and 191, but really
okay.
wasn't close to another one. So,
Okay.
all right.
Well, here we are. Oh, well, we're sticking with pitching here.
Okay.
This is a fun one. What team was last to have 2 pitchers combined to win 55 games?
Okay.
So, to do this, at minimum, you have 27 and 28 game winners on
Yeah.
the same team.
Yeah.
Um, so, so we have the 1931 A's, the 1944 Tigers, 61 Yankees, or the 63 Dodgers.
It makes me curious how like the would have been like the 67 Tigers are not on
Hmm.
here because Denny McLean handled 31 of those by himself, but
Yeah.
such as it is. Um, are you on? Okay, what do you got?
Um, I don't. I mean, gosh, I don't know who was on the. So 63 to. I'm going to go the Dodgers. We just went Koufax.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go Dodgers and say Koufax and I don't know who, Drysdale, somebody else.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. It's decent. The last two. I don't know who pitched for some of these teams. I'm gonna go A's just because they're old. This
Yeah.
this seems dumb, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, the four-man rotation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the correct answer is the 44 Tigers.
Ah, okay.
Hal Newhouser, 29-9, and Dizzy Trout, 27-14. They finished a combined 56-23.
Mm-hmm.
Trout had a 2.12 ERA, Newhouser 2.22.
Mm-hmm.
Trout also hit 5 home runs and batted 271. But Newhouser
Mm-hmm.
won the MVP that year over Trout, 236 to 232.
Oh wow, close one.
The gosh, that's wild. How did those? Are you looking up stats on that end? How did the 44 Tigers do that year?
They
How did
were
they not win the World Series with?
Tigers. Let's see.
They win that.
Let me look it up. What year was that? 44.
44 Tigers.
He won the MVP 2 years in a row, by the way. Hal Newhouser.
Hauser? Wow.
So okay, yeah. So they were 88 and 66 in 44.
88 and 66. Wow.
Yeah.
They did not do so well the other times other people pitched.
Yeah, let's see. So you had
They
Dizzy and
won only.
Hal. So yeah, I mean you had so you had Dizzy Trout 27 and 14, Hal 29 and 9,
Hmm.
Roof Gentry 12 and 14, Stubby Overmeyer 11 and 11, Johnny Gorsica 6 and 14. There's your starting rotation.
Yeah. Wow.
And then
1944 Tigers.
you had Boom Boom Beck in here closing games, went 1 and 2,
Hmm.
one save. Literally, oh, cracks me up here. Hal Newhouser had 2 saves,
Wow.
was second on the team.
He's just like, all right, give me the ball. Doing
Yeah.
everything.
Johnny Gorsica had 4 saves.
Yeah. But
So,
the era, pre-closer era.
yeah, so this is crazy. Hal Newhouser pitched in 47 games, but only started 34 of them and 25 complete games. Dizzy Trout, 40 games started, 33 complete games.
That is a season right there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All
All right,
right.
we're getting hung
Well,
up
we're
in the
heading to the
stats.
ninth. Heading to the ninth. I'm away, so I'm going to try and pad the stats a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so here we go. We're going back to the foundation of baseball with this question. We're leaning away.
Abner Doubleday.
We're taking a break from World Series
Series.
trivia. We're
Okay.
going. It's all fair game in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going. We're going back to the beginning for these first two questions. What year did the first recorded baseball game take place?
Oh wow.
Um, I'm going to skip that one because the options they give make it too obvious.
Oh, did they like 1900s or something?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
carry on.
like I got it wrong anyway, but the first recorded game of baseball, spelled BASS, was in 1749
Oh
in
wow.
Surrey and featured the Prince of Wales as a player.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we skipped that one. So, okay. So, what was the first professional baseball team? Here we go.
Okay.
My question: Cincinnati Red Stockings, New York Gothams, Boston Americans, or the Brooklyn Atlantics? I do not know the answer to this one. It seems like this is a very New York-y thing. Um, so I'm gonna just go with the New York Gothams. Let's see what we get. Do you have a guess on this one?
Yeah, I was thinking New York. I feel like was it between New York and Boston that they had like the kind of the first rules dispute, like the Boston rules and the New York rules.
Oh, could have been.
I can't remember, but yeah, I would have thought like New York either. Yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah.
Well, the New York Gothams, which I guessed, is incorrect.
Mm. Is it Brooklyn?
Brooklyn Atlantics is also incorrect. Boston Americans is incorrect, which means it's the Cincinnati Red Stockings,
First professional team. Interesting. Well,
1869.
okay.
First fully professional baseball club. They went undefeated against a schedule of semi-pro and amateur teams.
Wow. Does it take it back that far? Cincinnati Red Stockings?
Yeah.
Cincinnati Red. Hmm. No, it doesn't. It takes me back to only like Baseball Reference only takes it back to 1882. But
Gotcha. Okay.
anyway, fair
All
enough.
right. Well, you're down 4. You got to make a comeback here.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Who holds the record for most at bats in a season? We
Boy,
have Ichiro, Jose Reyes, Willie Wilson, or Jimmy Rollins.
Ichiro Reyes, Rollins, or who's the other guy?
Willie Wilson.
I'm gonna go with Ichiro, just because my thinking here is he's leadoff hitter. He batted a lot. He played on a good team.
Hmm.
Never walked.
Yeah.
Did not walk. So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Ichiro.
Going with Ichiro. My guess would have been Willie Wilson, but let's see here.
Hmm.
Ichiro's incorrect. Willie is incorrect. Jimmy Rollins is correct. He had 716 at bats in 2007. Willie Wilson had 705 in 1980. He was the
Ooh,
one who was passed.
okay. Yeah, Ichiro had 704 in that 2004 season.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he led the league in at bats several times, but I mean, he didn't walk that much. I mean, his rookie year, he walked 30 times, walked 49 times in his 704 at bat season. So,
Yeah.
hmm. How many? I'm curious. Like, how many times did Rollins walk? So, what year was that? 2007.
Yeah.
He only walked 49 times, 778 plate appearances,
It's a lot. It's a
716.
lot of plate appearances.
It's a lot.
Okay. Well, we need to take a break from that because I earned myself some story time today. It's been a long time since I got to
To
talk
sniff
about
the story time.
the story time. And we're December here.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at winter meetings coming up, and I'm thinking about the moves the Mariners have made already. Some some minor ones, a lot of, shuffling players, shuffling money, but then you've got Eugenio Suarez getting traded
Mm-hmm.
to the Diamondbacks,
Yep.
and I'm feeling nervous right now. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
they they traded for Luis Urias. Um,
That was Isaiah Campbell. Yeah.
yeah, for Isaiah
Mm-hmm.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Earlier, that was the Red Sox, and then they made
Mm-hmm.
the Diamondbacks trade
Mm-hmm.
away Suarez to get a backup catcher, and a relief pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a Mariners fan who has been looking at, you know, the way that Dipoto handles the offseason, I'm a little worried about you got rid of a big bat. Are you bringing one in
Mm-hmm.
or two or three?
Because
Because
they're already short.
yeah, I mean, because they presumably Teoscar Hernandez is leaving.
Oh yeah, he's gone. No, there's no
Yeah,
way he's coming back.
yeah. You got Suarez gone,
Mm-hmm.
so you got like half the team RBIs right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, who you bringing in? You coming off of 3 years in a row of basically 90-win team, made the playoffs, just barely missed the playoffs the other 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. The
Yeah.
window, the window.
Yeah.
If the window feels like it could be a little bit longer because there's so many good young players,
Mm-hmm. But you don't
but
know. Like that's the thing
you
is
don't
you
know.
don't know. Is like I mean, because like this year, like last year was like it. So last 2022 sort of like proves why you kind of have to, if you are in it, you've got to go for it because your pitching staff was healthy the entire year.
Yeah,
And then this year you lost Robbie Ray. I mean Marco, you know, but you lost the depth, and then you were you know relying on young guys who were over their limit. So you just had all this stuff going on that
yeah,
you were already a bat short, and you know watching
yeah.
the way Tommy Pham hit in the playoffs. It's
I
like,
know.
I mean, you could have got Tommy Pham for like 3 buckets of balls and a bag of peanuts.
Yeah,
So
he would have been huge down the stretch run, just like he was with the Diamondbacks. Look at that. They ended up in the World Series. Could have
yeah,
been the Mariners.
yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so you're feeling nervous.
I'm feeling nervous, so I'm hoping the next time it comes around to my time at story time, which will be probably about 8 weeks from now, um, that we'll be feeling a little better. I mean, maybe we'll be
Yeah,
getting close to pitchers and catchers reporting, and we'll be feeling a little better about the roster.
the
But
roster will all come together. Yeah, yeah. I hear you because I mean, part of me feels like they got to have something in the works. Like it feels incomplete, but at the same time, it was like I don't know, man. It just felt like salary dump, like which for no reason in particular. But
yeah, well, maybe they're going to go after somebody big.
yeah, maybe they
Maybe
will.
they're going after Shohei.
Shohei me the money.
That would be fun.
Shohei the money.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm I don't know if that's the best play for the Mariners, but um,
I don't know why it wouldn't be a good play. I mean, I understand that
it
the
would be good.
payroll is high, the payroll is high, but I've heard uh, some different folks talk about the fact that Shohei in ticket sales, merchandise,
Yeah,
advertisements, all that stuff, he pays for himself.
that's true.
So
That
it's
is
not
true.
like, I mean, yeah, sure, it counts differently or whatever, but like he basically pays for himself to pay him, whatever, $50 million a year he pays for himself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and to
So
me, I think the thing I'm struggling with here is it feels like we have, John Stanton is like scarcity mentality.
hmm
And it's like, maybe we can piece it together and get
yeah,
lucky on draft picks. And it's like, yeah, draft and build, like, fine. But, like,
yeah.
I mean,
It's feeling a bit like the Moneyball movie,
hmm
where it's like
oh, yeah.
you
Yeah,
got the
the Island
dominant
of
pitcher.
Misfit Toy.
Right, exactly. You got the dominant pitchers who are sort of like hidden away. We
Mm-hmm.
try and just like piecemeal it together.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and you have, Julio's your Miguel Tejada,
yeah,
and Gino is probably like Eric Chavez, like
yeah.
equivalent type of player.
hmm
They really have anybody else on that team that was, not really any other stars.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're kind of. who's like John Mabry and Scott Hatterberg, those guys and Jeremy
Dave
Giambi.
Justice, the old vet.
Yeah, those guys that you're hoping they just that they hit lightning in a bottle and
Yeah.
put it all
I know.
together in the same year. Just
Yeah. But the Mariners have been playing that game for a long time, and no one's found their good year all at the same time.
No, they have not. So, and in 2023, I mean, Julio ended up. I mean, you guys who had career years, but it felt like all of them were bad at the same time, and then great in one 6-week stretch, and then bad again. So,
Yeah.
except for JP, that was a exception.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're going into a realm.
Yeah. Well, we took story time to a new level here, where so we're hoping for good news.
Mm-hmm.
Hang with us. We'll be back tomorrow, ripping more packs.
Oh
Gonna have
yes,
a great time.
love it. All right, see you, folks.